Welcome back to another episode of The Tell with Joelle. I'm here with the one, the only, Michelle Kelly, aka Mursh.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys? Hello, good, how are you?
Good. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you on. Thank you for being here.
Try not to do the excited dance all day.
We're all dancing. How are you? How's life?
I'm great.
Good.
Do I look at you or the camera?
Either.
Okay.
Yeah, we could just like
I was
talk.
like,
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
Good.
I feel like I'm going through like adulthood because I just turned 26, and then you
Happy belated birthday.
you have to deal with all of the being an adult stuff.
100%. 100%.
I got health insurance for my birthday. So
Oh, that's a big step. That's
life.
definitely adulting.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us just a little bit about you. Who are you? Where'd you grow up?
Who am I? That's such a scary question. Who are you? Well, my name is Mursh. I'm a human. What was the other question?
Tell us where you grew up.
I grew up in Vacaville, actually. Cowtown, NorCal.
Shout out NorCal.
Yeah, I usually say Sacramento because people are like, what is Vacaville? And I'm like, oh, San Francisco and Sacramento? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, right in between there. That's where I grew up, a little commuter town. So, yeah, that's where I'm from.
Awesome. And you were there for a while, yeah?
I lived there until I was 19.
Okay, and then you
20.
moved to San Diego?
Not yet. So I think I was 20. So I lived in Vacaville till I was 20. I moved to LA and I lived with my grandma for a year.
Oh.
And then COVID hit, and so I moved back in with my parents. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna chill here for a minute because COVID's a thing.
Yeah.
And then I moved to San Diego. And
Okay.
then I've been here ever since. So
Awesome.
yeah.
What made you initially move? Because you grew up dancing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been dancing since I was a baby.
And did you grow up in like a studio, or was it competitively?
When I was little, it was just like, okay, come and take class every so often. Like you have recital like at the end of the year. I was like 3.
Okay.
My mom put me in ballet, tap, and jazz, and then
technical.
Yeah, ballet, tap, and jazz where I started, and then when I was 9, I kind of took a break. I think between like 7, 9 years old, I was like, I want to do sports. I want to do like softball, soccer, stuff like that. And then my classmate was like, oh, I dance, I do hip hop, and I was like, whoa. What is that?
Had you never tried it?
Try that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
So started hip hop when I was 9, and I was like, yep, this is the one.
This is what I want to do. And you said you tried how many other sports?
I did softball for a little bit. I did soccer for a little bit. I wanted to do karate, but like my brothers were in it. And
You're like,
so
no.
they're like, no. Yeah, but yeah, no, I really like softball. I always say like if I didn't like pursue dance, I probably would have stuck with softball. Yeah.
Do you ever still play?
I haven't. I want to go to like batting cages.
I was gonna say we should go. Yeah, there's a place in like right here in
batting
San Marcos.
Yeah.
There's like axe throwing, batting cages, and it's like a brewery. Those 3 things do not go together whatsoever. But there's like different activities. We should go. That'd be super fun.
I'm down.
I'm not good with a baseball or a bat, but you could teach me.
Yeah. It's been a minute for me, but I'm down. It's fun.
So you started dancing in NorCal, can I say?
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you like LA versus NorCal? Like once you like moved, was it a culture shock dancing in LA?
I will be honest. LA was not my favorite.
Yes.
But the classes, like the dance atmosphere itself, like love.
Got you.
The traffic, no. The air quality,
Ooh.
no.
Yes.
The cell phone connection, no. Like everything else was like, no, thank you. Like so many people there. Like
Yeah.
I used to go there all the time. Like whenever my parents wanted to go and visit my grandma, or like we'd go on vacation, and so that would be like our vacation. Like let's drive down to Pasadena and visit Anna Karen, and then like and so like I grew up like visiting there, but then like living there, I was like, oof.
It's definitely a whole different story. Like living somewhere and then like culture shock for sure.
So wasn't my favorite, but like I'm glad I lived there. I always go back like for classes and stuff, but San Diego is like definitely the more mellow version of LA, which is like I'm down for that.
I love living here because then it's like so easy. You can still commute. I'm going to LA today later on for rehearsal, like and it's possible, but you're not in it.
Yes. We don't want to be in it. We want to be like a fair distance from it.
A little bit away. Dang. Yeah. Awesome. It's so interesting that you say you liked the classes. Like there's never any like were the classes like same as NorCal type vibe? Because I remember when I first went to my first LA class, I was super intimidated. People were like super mean. And it was like a big culture shock for me, even coming from like SD. But also I was a studio head. So like coming from like, you know, like that whole entertainment to like going to LA, I was like,
you're like,
oh my gosh,
God, where am I?
Yeah, so different.
Yeah. Well, NorCal is pretty small. So it's like you take class, you know everybody. In LA, I don't know, maybe I just like, I feel like when I was younger, I was just like, like, I'm just gonna take class, like, I would be anxious a lot, and like, if I didn't know a lot of people there, I'd be like, what am I doing here, like, what's up, like, but then, like, sometimes I'd get called out in groups, and I'd be like, okay, like, I'm supposed to be here, like, I have,
well, that's the best feeling ever, when you're like, yes, when you have a good class and you like feel like you grew. I recently, have you taken from Face Off ever? I recently took from him, and it was the most like incredible class I've had in the longest time. Yes. Okay. It was at Playground. It was he has a slot on Fridays, and I went up in playground.
That place is cool.
But I hadn't taken class because the kids have had competition, and I went into his class, and he literally just like, he said everything I needed to hear. He wasn't just like, I'm gonna show up and teach the moves. It was like he showed up and he basically like had a conversation with us, and he's like, this is about like you, it's not about anybody else. He's like, you should go out in the middle because you want to train, not because you want a video. And I was like, ooh, facts. And he's like, also too, he's like, stop thinking that everybody's watching you. He's like, more than likely you probably only have 2 people actually watching you. Everybody else is over on the side trying to figure out this trying to figure out their life. So like, worry about you. He's like, if you go out and you don't do good, go out again. He's like, it's literally, and it just, I don't know, something about like hearing that information in that environment, like on a day that I was like especially feeling anxious, I was like, you know what, like, you're right. Yeah, sometimes I like love when teachers just do that like mental check-in, because I feel like sometimes in LA also like you don't always get that. It's very like, come in, choreo video, get out. Like they don't sit and like talk or conversate or give you corrections or like take the time to like, you know. So it was really cool. I was like, oh wait, I needed that like mental reminder, and it was good because I was in LA and it was like in that environment type.
No, it's good when like I feel like I would try to retake people's classes who I resonated with. Like I would try and like hop into class like, oh, I don't know this person, like let's see. And then I'd be like, that wasn't for me. But, like, you still learned something. I feel like people take class and they're like, oh, that was so whack. Like, that was such a waste of time. But it's like, even if you weren't feeling the class, like, you still learn something.
And you're growing.
From it. You're still like, you're like, oh, okay, I didn't think about this. Like, there's never been a time where I go to class, I'm like, oh, my God, I didn't learn anything. Like, if you think that way, it's like, maybe this isn't for you. Like, like
maybe
you
it's a you problem.
Like, open up your mind. There's it's classes. It's literally like a learning environment. Like
100%.
You have to learn something somehow. Like there's no way.
You can take to take, but it's like you can also take to grow. It depends on how you walk into the situation, I feel like.
No, yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, today, like, I really, like, I'll admit it to myself, like, I just really want a good video today. Like, that's all I want, and then I'll go home. But it's like sometimes I'm like, okay, I just want to dance today. Like, I'll be like, what do I want out of the class? And then I'll have a better experience, I guess. Like, sometimes you won't get that, but it's like, if you go in thinking like, okay, why do I want to dance today?
Yes.
Like, I feel like some people just wander in there and then they're like,
what?
a zombie. It's like, okay, do you want to like work on your textures today? Work on your timing. Like, what are you working towards? And then go from there.
Taking class with intention.
Yeah, exactly.
We need like more of that.
Yeah, no, you can go in and be like, okay, I just want to have fun today. Like, this week's been stressful. I just want to move my body, because I've done that before too. It's like, I have not moved my body all week. Yeah, I need to like sweat,
wiggle. I need to wiggle.
Yeah, and I don't care if I look stupid or get a video today. Like, that's all I'm looking for. So
I love that. Yeah. I think everybody should have that perspective. Know what you want to do before you walk into class.
Yeah, and even if you don't know, it's like you can even have that slate where it's like, okay, I don't know what I want today. I'm gonna walk in and be like, okay, what is the choreographer gonna give me today? Like,
that's so true too.
Yeah, so it's like you can put it in any perspective, but don't go in and be like, oh, that was whack. Like, don't do that.
Don't do that. It's not benefiting you. Yeah, no. Not at all. Okay, so you are huge, guys. Mursh is like literally one of the best dancers I know. I hope you know like how inspiring.
I just like, she's like, you are huge, and I just like turn into Hulk.
But seriously, I hope you know how inspiring you are to me. Like, you always have been.
I'm just like strength.
No, I'm being serious. I love you, and it's been such an honor being able to like be on a team with you and work with you and do jobs with you. And Mursh booked me for a job recently, and we had so much.
Oh my god, that was really fun though.
The job we were on was very, very fun. Yeah, it was for an art show.
Yeah. It was a little like opening for a building in downtown San Diego, and it was fun. Like, I like to have serious rehearsals. Like, you can be professional and still work with like your friends.
Yes.
And like, yeah. So it was one of those. It was fun.
It was so fun. I loved it.
It was fun, and we got it done.
Done. Absolutely. Yes. So as far as teams go, take me through that whole journey.
Yay. Okay. I was on Chapkis for 10 years.
Hey.
So I started there. I mean, obviously, like, I did, like, the tap, jazz, ballet when I was younger. Don't recall being on any teams. But once I did hip-hop, it was like, all right, our, like, junior crew was Junior XS. And so it was always, like, Junior XS, and then, like, Prophecy.
Okay.
So, like, your goal was always, like,
to get to Prophecy.
Yeah. And so, so I kind of, like, went through the levels of their teams there. I was there for 10 years. So, it was, like, Junior Access, and then they moved studios, and then I was on Next Prophecy. And then once, I think I was, like, 15 or 16, he moved me up to Prophecy. And so I was able to do, like, HHI with them, and we always did, like, Mega Crew, Varsity, like, adult, everything. And then once I graduated high school, I was like, okay, I want to move to LA. Yeah. Like, that was every dancer was like, I want to move to LA. Took me a little bit longer, but I eventually moved to LA. And then in between that time, I was on S rank. Okay. And so it was like, I was like, I want to move to LA. S rank is kind of like here and there, and so I was like, kind of makes sense for me to just like move to LA, and I've been wanting to, and like, a bunch of S rank was down there too, so was on S rank for a little bit. We did like World of Dance, stuff like that.
Season 3. Is that right?
Well, actually, I did season 1 with Chapkis. Okay. Yeah, and then season 2 I did with S rank.
Season 2. I got it wrong.
Season 2 was an upgrade, though. I will say that. It was super, super fun. It was.
You guys should go watch that video. It's on YouTube. I've watched it multiple times.
Which one?
The one of you guys performing at the end.
Oh, for S rank? Mm-hmm. Oh, sweet. Yeah, there's a couple. It's hard. I don't know why. Like, a lot of them were taken down. Like, I couldn't find a couple of our rounds, but
copyright, you think, probably. Or just random?
But yeah, if you find it, it's in there somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, season 1 was like harder to find, but like season 2, there's a couple in there. No, yeah, I think about like being on that TV show all the time. Like that was one of the best experiences. Like
Really?
I learned a lot too, just like they would have like super early call times and like you would have to like be professional, and like I was still like 20 and like not wanting to get up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, so you learn a lot doing that, and I learned a lot because we did HHI with S rank also. And
Okay.
we won the world champion.
Yes. How many gold medals do you have now? I feel like it's like 10, I swear.
I have, in gold, I have 7.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the number.
I always have to like mental math. Yeah, no. I have 7 gold. I have like a couple silver and a bronze or something. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's my biggest flex.